this is my Moodle course for British literature. It is a place for me to house my resources for the course so that students can have access to it whenever they need. It explains requirements for the class. It gives some resources for students to use, for example, Google Docs if they need an alternative source for turning in assignments or creating assignments at home if they don't have the same kinds of tools at home that we provide for them in school. The Moodle course is broken down into units. This is the vocabulary unit. Mondays we review definitions of words. Tuesdays I collect a paragraph. Thursdays they create videos and we watch those videos on Thursdays that are their vocabulary videos. And Fridays they have a quiz. They always have access to Quizlet.com, which has all of the words for them to play games, make flashcards, and take practice tests. These are some of the resources I provide for vocabulary. Assignment sheets, list of the words, rubrics for grading projects, a place to turn in the project. And these are the PowerPoints that I show, and each week I show a different vocabulary PowerPoint that helps them understand the word. The PowerPoint gives students the word, part of speech, definition, some kind of explanation for the word, and then usually a video that helps students make sense of that word or visualize what that word means. Often the videos are simple demonstrations of that vocabulary word. It takes a few minutes to show, and students are able to use their eyes and their ears. They ask questions, we have discussions, we share some examples as a class, and then the next day they use those words in a paragraph. There are some enrichment opportunities here on Moodle as well that I place for gifted students or any student who feels like they're ready for more challenge in the classroom. Some of the other units we cover in Moodle in the British literature course are independent novels that they read. These are some resources for their independent novels. We do grammar online. A large part of the grammar that I do takes place on Moodle, because I believe that different students need a different amount of time manipulating the concept that we teach before they understand it. So I give PowerPoint lessons, some of which are interactive. Students can manipulate the PowerPoint, and the PowerPoint will tell them if they got a right answer or a wrong answer. Some practice quizzes, actual quizzes, places where students can type in sentences and play around with sentence structure. I find that this is a really good tool for teaching grammar. Then there's a semester-long short story that students work on in a wiki, which I believe is a really important tool for students to use, because so much of the writing that they read on the internet is collaborative writing, where the author is not necessarily one person but a collection of people, Wikipedia being probably the largest example of that. I believe that we need to start teaching students how to collaborate when they write, and to establish some rules of etiquette for doing so. So my students write a short story. Sometimes I do one short story for a class and everybody contributes to this short story. Sometimes I do it in pairs or in groups of 3 or 4. These are the wikis that we have set up right now for this semester, and the students can write in their wiki anonymously Of course, their group members know who is part of the wiki, but other students do not. They spend the semester writing the story, and then at the end of the semester, I open up these for everyone to see. Again, they're anonymous. Other students don't know the names of the students who wrote those stories, and they read them and vote for their favorite story. And when we discover who the winner is, that person or a group of people gets a prize for writing the best short story. They can edit the page, they can add links to the page, they can look at the history, and I can also look at the history and establish who has written what, how much time they spent writing, what they contributed, what they erased, what they added, etc. The other things we find on Moodle that I've created for my students are units of study. 1984 is a novel that we read together, and these are some videos and resources for them for when they write their research paper to sort of inspire some topics for their research paper. And students find them helpful, and it creates a great discussion. This is from their textbook. The unit number 1 is called From Legend to History. It includes Beowulf, Canterbury Tales, King Arthur, and these are some of the resources that we look at together. For example, a lyre is a musical instrument. They may not know what it looks like, what it sounded like. This is a video of someone playing it. Chainmail is referenced in Beowulf. Frequently students don't know what chainmail is, and so they're able to see it here and understand what it is, which makes the literature more clear to them, something that 5 years ago I was not able to do in the classroom. Hamlet, the research paper. This is a great place for me to put some PowerPoints for information on how to embed quotes in your writing, how to outline, how to cite your sources, how to punctuate those cited sources, handouts that I've given in class, assignments. They get a copy of these assignments in school, but then if they lose it, misplace it, if they don't happen to have it with them, they can always access it online. And so each of the units has its own section on Moodle. I can open and close them as I choose so that students don't have to be overwhelmed with everything all at once. This is a wonderful tool.